We have picked up, this is in Badami, which is, remember, his home constituency, wherein he was gheraoed by the family members of the victims who are currently undergoing treatment. Now, remember, several incidents of clashes have been reported in this very constituency. It all started with clashes between two groups. Thereafter, clashes that broke out at a dhaba in which these people sustained injuries, and now the members of the victims are protesting Siddaramiah's visit by throwing back the money he offered and saying that we do not need your money, we need justice. So yes, on one hand, he's paying visit to these victims in the hospital, and on the other hand, the family rejecting the help that he offered, saying that we do not need your money. Now, many experts, of course, see this as a PR stunt, and Siddaramiah also went ahead to post some of those pictures of him visiting the hospital, interacting with the victims of the incident to Twitter. But the family member has rejected all of this. Let me go across to Deepak joining us with more details. Deepak, what is it that really happened here? How did the violence break out in the first place? How many victims are we talking about? The family members extremely angry at the fact that Siddaramiah merely offered money wherein all they want is justice. Deepak, can you hear me?
Yes, this of course now has become quite a controversial, event that transpired outside the Ashirwad hospital in Badami. Now, we should understand that over the last few days, there have been several incidents that have been taking place that led to this particular instance of this drama that played out. And let me in fact take you through some of the details that happened. It was at the beginning of this week that we saw a minor group clash that took place. One person there was injured, after which we saw some shops being set on fire. Then a dhaba was attacked where about 5 to 6 members received some serious injuries. They were hospitalized as well. Now, Mr. Siddaramiah was visiting some of these victims at the hospital, and while he came out, while the families requested him that, while of course he's visited the families, but justice should be done in this particular case, peace should be maintained, and money is not going to resolve this particular problem. The women especially who was standing right in front of the Chief Minister as he was seated in the car continued to try to speak to him. At that point in time, he had given certain amount of cash to them. You can hear his supporters as well say, he's given the cash, this is not from the government. At that point in time, he drives away as the women, continue to talk. That's when the women get furious and they throw the money back at his escort vehicle, which was moving along with him. Now, the women later even went on to speak to the media, and they say that what they don't need really is, this sort of money being given to them as a charity, but what they need is some sort of an assurance that justice will be delivered in this particular case, because they have been suffering in the hospital, and the guilty should be booked is what they're saying. Now, the Congress party at this point in time is saying that it's the onus is on the government to really ensure that the police does their job, and to prevent overall such instances from taking place. As far as these women here who are of course the kin of the victims, now they say that they expected a little more from Mr. Siddaramiah, who's of course elected from their constituency. They even go on to take a jibe and say politicians come to their houses during the time of elections, make big promises, but when they actually need them, they aren't there. So, quite a lot of drama unfolding at that particular location. We'll have to see what the former Chief Minister has to say regarding his post to what has happened here.
All right, but